David, it's a loss in the playoff final. How are you feeling?
Devastated to get this far and have the season we've had. To put a showing on like that, and the final game was really hard to take. Credit to Oxford, they're a good side. Coming into it, I thought it would be us and them in the final, and that's the way it's panned out. And they were a much better team on the day.
You say that, and they did really put on a clinical performance, particularly in the first half. Do you think things could have changed? We had a chance in the opening minute. Had that have gone in, do you think the game's a different story?
Of course. I mean, if you take the lead, it is a different story. But and it's a really good one for Che. I think I thought he went with the wrong foot. There's not much to say that the result would have been different today. They're a good side. They've got really good players who look after the ball and make it difficult for us to get it back. And against other teams that give the ball back to you, it's different. It's easier. But if you keep giving the ball back to a team like that don't give it back to you, it becomes difficult. And they punished us today. They punished us.
And it seemed at times their back three fairly impenetrable. You've had to bring Sean Jeffers on in the first half. Just did you feel the game was already away from you at 2-0 down so early?
It's not away from you at 2-0. 3 and 4 is a mountain to climb. But as I say, that we never looked like getting back in it. We couldn't look after the ball. We're too static. Granted, it's a difficult pitch. It is a difficult pitch. But it's difficult for them. Okay, you can say they're used to it, and they probably are, but pitch is a pitch. Same for both teams. And they played better than us today.
And it was always going to be an interesting crowd here. Obviously, we were given a small location in the corner. Oxford don't average high attendances. It didn't feel like a cup final at any point today, but do you think our fans having the wind knocked out of them so early didn't help that situation as well?
100%. You've seen what our fans can do, given something to get behind. Today there wasn't much to shout about, but you're right, it didn't feel like a cup final. I think that's something the league's got to look at. I mean, you get your advantage in the semi-finals and the knockout game. The final should be on neutral ground, but there's no complaints. As I say, the best team won today by a long stretch.
So for you now, is there a spot in your mind for any time off, or is it straight into recruiting for next season? Obviously, we've got 4 players already there next season. Where does it start for you? It's your first summer as a manager.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. You have to improve the squad. Ultimately, the squad this season is not good enough to go up. It was good enough to get to the playoff final, but not quite good enough to go up. We want to go one better next year.
And then just reflecting on that though, as a season, it's only the second time the club have been in the National League South playoffs. To reach the final, you'd taken over in a difficult situation, 12 points from 9 games when you came in. Can you look back on this season though as a success?
Not at the minute. And I know everyone's been saying that to me, that whatever the result tomorrow or today, you should be proud of what you've done, but I can't feel like that at the minute. I'm disappointed we put that sort of showing on today. And it wasn't really a fair reflection of us this year. I mean, I'm devastated, to be honest.
Right, thank you, Noe.
No problem.